It's showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
Oh.
Welcome to the Next Reel Saturday Matinée, our weekly show where the Next Reel team gets together to talk about news, reviews, new trailers, your weekly list challenges, and more. And I'm Mandy Kaplan, reunited with my peaches and herb, Tommy Metz the third.
That's me. Hello. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
And Andy Nelson.
Am I peaches or am I herb?
You guys battle it out.
We got to.
You're Tennille. I'm Peaches and you're Tennille. It's a super group.
I love this
it.
blend. That's great.
It's a collab. That's what the kids call it, right?
Yeah.
I want to punch myself for saying that. How are you guys? We've had some time away from each other.
We have. Yeah.
It's been a while. I'm doing good, but I have a little bit of a stomach ache, but I'm not going to let it get in the way of my shot. So don't even worry about it. It's going to go great.
Well, I was going to ask you what you guys have been watching, but I know what Tommy Metz III has been watching.
Oh,
Why don't you tell the people?
Yes, I've been watching White Lotus, something that I completely slept on. I had no idea that it was happening. I'd never heard of it. Ever since HBO Max became a thing, like I'm not complaining about HBO Max, but it's just things don't feel like the events that they used to be. When new HBO shows, like I knew it weeks ahead of time and I was all excited. And now it seems like they just have 19 shows. And I'm like, is this the old Gossip Girl? Is it a new Gossip Girl? What's happening? But White Lotus, I have really been enjoying. And the final the final episode for this season is very short. It's like a 6-episode season is on this Sunday, and there's a big mystery to be revealed. So I'm a big fan of it, and I'm not alone. It has been renewed for season 2.
Yes,
I just found
everybody is loving this show. I have not started it yet, but it is first in our queue.
Yeah.
If I could stay up past 8:15,
right,
then we would watch it.
Yeah,
that is not an exaggeration.
I've never even heard of it before, so.
Right? Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
It's Steve Zahn. It's Connie Britton. It's a bunch of great people in addition
Jennifer
to those
Coolidge.
two. Jennifer Coolidge is great in it. It's really neat. And it's
a
all
Mike White show.
Wow.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
Gotcha.
It's all written and helmed by Mike White, you can sort of tell that it's a Mike White show. It's kind of crazy in that way, but it's sort of like an upstairs downstairs that takes place at a tropical resort.
Oh,
And
fun.
so you meet a bunch of guests and then a huge amount of the staff, and it all takes place over 1 week. And there's a mystery, and it's sexy and all sorts of stuff. So I'm a really big fan. The next season is going to take place in a new location with a whole new cast. He's doing like an anthology with it, which seems to be very fashionable.
I heard, and please let me know if I'm wrong, that HBO said to Mike White, "We're in a pandemic. We need a series." And in like a month, he gave them all the scripts. They made no changes. And they booked this hotel in Hawaii and they locked it down with the whole cast and crew.
Oh, wow.
And they filmed it all pandemic style.
Huh.
That would make
I had
sense.
not heard any of that. Again,
That's
it came
what
out
I
of
heard.
kind of like how Andy's never heard of it. This came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I was on the AV Club. The AV Club was like, who do we think the mystery's about? And I was like, what's this? And then I just started watching it because it's very buzzy and it's a lot of fun.
Mhm.
That also makes sense maybe that it's so short, that it's a pandemic thing because the whole thing is just 6 episodes,
Right.
all a little bit under an hour. So, that's cool. Good for him.
That's what I heard. Or maybe I made it up just to keep the conversation lively. We'll never know. It's a distinct possibility.
Well, I have a friend who works in the industry in Hawaii, and I know that they are being very strict on how they lock stuff down and everything. Like when he came over here to visit and then went back, he had to sit in a hotel room for 2 weeks, quarantined, and so they're being very tight on all of that just so that they can kind of keep these things moving. So
And
I
good
believe
for
it.
them.
Yeah. Oh no, well, it's really the smart way to do it. So, and Mike White, he's an interesting guy. Like he's one of those people who I feel like his personality is, I don't know, a very quirky one. And sometimes I'm like, I can kind of truck with his stuff. And sometimes I'm like, meh. Yeah, he's an interesting one. And, it's just a very quirky sort of storytelling style that he has.
But he's self-made. I have a lot of respect for him, and his voice is unique.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Mike White. I approve of you.
Oh, that's great news.
Seal of approval. It'll be in the mail.
He's been renewed by Mandy for another year of life.
And then if we could see him, he would be going, "Dear Diary, today is a big day." What are you watching, Andy? What are you into?
I have not been watching much. I have been so busy on so many other things that I just haven't had a chance to really tap into anything. The only thing I will say that I have watched recently, and I kind of snuck it with my son last night, even though we were supposed to be waiting for my wife and daughter so we could all enjoy it together this weekend. It was the first episode of What If, the new animated Marvel show on Disney Plus, which is kind of fun to see what they're doing with that and the way.
What is that? What is What If? Because I hear about it all the time. Yeah. And I'm probably not going to watch it. Although I did watch Loki, spoiler alert. But tell me, what is What If? Are they just sort of like reimagining Marvel stuff?
Basically, that's exactly what it is. And you know, and the whole idea of now that there's this multiverse and everything, it's the idea of what if this one thing happened instead of the other thing that you all know happened. What if that had happened? Where would the story go? And so
sliding doors.
It's a very much a sliding doors exactly sort of situation. So the very first episode is a Captain America story. And what we have is at the very beginning, instead of, Steve Rogers is getting, I know neither of you, I'm probably talking to the wrong crowd. Neither of you, I'm sure, have seen Captain America, but Steve Rogers, he's in this tube getting ready to be injected with this serum that will turn him into a super soldier. He's a scrawny little thing. And something goes awry. And Peggy Carter, there's one little change, like in the movie, she goes to like watch from an observation deck. But here she's like, no, I'll just stay in the room. And because of that one change, when the attack happens, long story short, but Steve gets shot. The experiment has to get done or it's going to be ruined forever. And so she decides to hop into the chamber and she turns into the super soldier.
Oh.
And so now we kind of have this it's a half-hour show, but we're watching what if Peggy Carter had become Captain Carter. And now she is the one who is doing all of this sort of stuff. And so we get to kind of see a different story take place just because of that one change. And so it's just kind of fun reimaginings of the tale.
Going to be like the whole season, or they just do one episode?
Yeah. That was it. That was the Captain America episode. And so,
I like that. Yeah. Where you don't have to follow them the whole time.
Exactly. I mean, I don't think they're going to be connected in any way. I know there's going to be a Doctor Strange one coming up. I know like what they've teased so far is that what if in the Guardians of the Galaxy story, what if instead of picking up Chris Pratt's character, what if they actually pick up Chadwick Boseman down in Wakanda and he goes off to become Star-Lord up in space? And what if Killmonger becomes the new Black Panther character? And so there's all these different, what if. It's just a what if scenario.
Yeah. Animated?
It's an animated show. They did
that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, they did actually get a lot of the actors to do their voice work. And actually Chadwick Boseman did his voice work. I believe it's now going to be the official last project where you'll actually get to hear anything from him. But it's fun. It's kind of like
fun. It sounds like I won't be smart enough to really enjoy all the intricacies.
If you're not familiar with the story, you may like, so what? So why is that different? Yeah.
Right. Is there an episode where Kaneki does knock up Rizzo?
Oh, interesting. That's
interesting.
Yeah.
Now I want to do a new What If series that is just a spin-off of all of TV, and we can go back and pull those little stories out and say, what if the Fonz really did get knocked out by Tom Hanks's karate moves? Things like that.
That's so funny because I was going to say, what if Joni didn't love Chachi? And so we both immediately went to Happy Days.
Like minds.
Yes, Andy. Well, I've been watching Schmigadoon and enjoying it. Yeah. And I've heard it's not popular, but I think it's clever and fun and the talent is off the charts.
Pete is an enormous fan of it. He recommended it to me. I'm going to be watching it after I finish other things that I'm watching. So yeah, he loves it.
And I have a friend who also speaks very highly of it. So I think you're in a good camp.
I think just Mandy Fabian didn't like it, and she claims nobody does. And
that fits.
She's not here to defend her stance. So we're going to say it's the biggest hit of 2021.
Oh boy,
the bona fide blockbuster.
Love it.
All right, gentlemen. Speaking of bona fide blockbusters, it's time to reveal our trailers.
Ooh,
and
spooky.
I am so excited about my trailer. I got it in first, as I often do. And if either one of you says a bad word, I've got a bone to pick.
Oh,
it looks so incredible. It is a musical. They incorporate pop music. It is a fairy tale, the story of Cinderella. It stars Billy Porter as the fabulous godmother. It is the Amazon Prime remake musical extravaganza, Cinderella.
Dresses by Ella.
Here's a laugh. This girl fancies herself a businessman.
Cinderella, it's only my love for your father, rest his soul, that stands between you and a life on the street.
I have to make a life for myself. I'll sell one of my signature dresses. Soon everyone will know my name.
To make sure your nuptials are done properly, we shall hold a ball. You shall find a bride.
Somebody to love.
Cinderella, you don't need to go to the ball.
Please, stepmother, I spent weeks making this dress. My future depends on it.
Yes! I am your fabulous godmother. Do you want to go to that ball and meet a bunch of rich people who will change your life?
Yes, I was just crying and singing about it like 2 minutes ago.
Then go, you shall!
Oh, look at that. This is different. I didn't
Okay, Dad, you said you wanted to be a businesswoman. It's magic time.
Holy.
When I saw the trailer, I was like, who is this young lady playing Cinderella? That is Camila Cabello, huge international pop star in her first film role.
Huh.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And the only hiccup in all of this, because I'm so excited, the choreography looks amazing, the costumes look lush, the color is beautiful. But Pierce Brosnan in another musical, really? Did we learn nothing from Mamma Mia?
We didn't hear him sing though, did we? So maybe he doesn't.
Not in the trailer,
maybe he doesn't
no.
sing.
I'm hoping not. So were you guys like, oh, Mandy and her GD musicals, or did you think it looked good?
I love musicals. I really don't care for the story of Cinderella, but to be fair, I think a lot of that stems from the fact that I find the animated Disney film to be very thin and very lacking. I really dislike all of the antics that go on in that particular film with the animals. I will say I was a little disappointed that we still have to deal with all the animals, but I get it. You got to turn them into the people driving the carriage and all that. And I was like, oh, of course, here we come with him again. Didn't they learn their lesson? I mean, actually, I know he's great in musicals, but still, I struggle with the story of Cinderella. I appreciate it sometimes, though. Like, I actually appreciated Kenneth Branagh's remake that he did a few years ago. And I think my favorite version is probably the one with Drew Barrymore, Ever After. I love that one. I think that's great. I think there's a lot of things in this that look like it may be something that I'd be interested in. There is a lot of stuff that I still kind of struggle with, but I feel like they're having fun with it. I'm like, you know what? I may be able to get past my issues with the story and just go along with this one. Plus, Minnie Driver's in it, and I really enjoy her. So,
and it's Kay Cannon, Pitch Perfect. She's Saturday Night Live. She's hilarious. So there's a lot of funny in the trailer.
Yeah.
When Rhythm Nation started, I was like, wait, what? And then she's like, I want to own my own dress shop. And I was like, got it. I get it now, because it's going to address some of the more problematic or let's say outdated. We're using the word problematic too much these days, but the outdated feelings of, oh, I'm covered in cinders, so thank God a woman or a man with a foot fetish is able to come find me and save me. It's like Sleeping Beauty needs to be next. Of like, there's a lot of creep going out in Disney stuff. And so it's nice that she has her own, and she even says like, it's a pretty cool line of like, I don't want to be prisoner in a castle as much as or a prisoner in a basement. I was not on the writing staff, but it's something like that. They're addressing that just throwing money and a man at you doesn't solve all your problems, which I disagree with, but it's fun. It's a fun idea.
And where can people reach you if they want to pick a bone with that statement?
Or if they just want to throw a man at Tommy.
Sure. Well, I'll take the man, the prince. He might be the prettiest man I've ever seen in my entire life.
I think he looks awkward.
He does look awkward, but he's very pretty. Yeah. So, no, I'm excited. I'm a little, the trailer definitely took me on a ride, and I like that they're at least playing with it, because another straight across the plate Cinderella. Why?
We don't need another one.
Don't need it. Yeah.
No, I'm excited.
When does it release?
Oh, September 4th on Amazon Prime.
Excellent.
Kay Cannon wrote and directed. I have high hopes.
She did Blockers, which I was a little not sure going into that one, but I ended up enjoying it quite a bit. I thought she actually did a good job with it.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Blockers?
Yeah.
I like that movie. Yeah, I like that too.
Oh, well, now I'm going to watch it.
Yeah. Mine is based in the fact that I forgot to do this, and then I looked on iTunes, and I was like, Michael Keaton, I like him, and I pressed copy-paste. It's called The Protégé.
Most people are good. Some people are bad. But you're the rare gift. So get in and get out. You could always think on your feet anyway.
Not so much tonight.
We sent away so many prematurely. Either by my hand or through you.
We never sent anyone away who didn't have it coming. But we all have to pay for our sins eventually.
Meet you downstairs in the bar and heard your rolled up sleeves in your skull t-shirt. You say, why?
She's not gonna run. She's gonna lick her wounds, and she's coming after us.
And sniff me out like I was Tanqueray.
Someone killed a friend of mine because of a contract he completed years ago.
Oh, yeah?
You give me answers, I'll be the last thing you ever say.
Why don't you just consider it a mystery best left unsolved?
You know that I'm no good.
No, I'm excited because I love the John Wick movies. I love practical action. And I'm hoping that this will be another sort of in the canon of like an Atomic Blonde where we're giving a badass female the action to do. And Maggie Q is great. And I love Michael Keaton in whatever he does. Sam Jackson is, of course, also in it. Sam Jacksoning it up. And it looks like fun. Does this have any interest for you at all? I'm sure Mandy probably not. Maybe.
And Billy Porter is the fabulous godmother. I mean,
you didn't catch the dance sequences in the Protégé trailer?
Yeah, it looks so typical to me. There's nothing about it that on these shows, I have definitely been introduced to action films that I'm like, that one looks intriguing and funny, and I'll check that one out. This was not one of those. Sorry.
Even with Michael Keaton, I think that's really the thing that breaks it out for me. Is I just find I'm so glad, and I want his sort of renaissance to continue. So
yeah,
I think he'd be fun in this movie, and he looks like he's doing some fight scenes. So that's exciting.
Oh?
Did you watch the one that he did with the kid from the Twilight movies? What was that movie that he did?
Taylor Lautner?
Yes, Taylor Lautner. Did you watch that Michael Keaton movie?
Keaton was in it. Oh, is that The Founder? Just kidding. I didn't know that Michael Keaton was in a movie with Taylor Lautner.
It was one of those movies I'm like, really? You were doing so good. It was American Assassin. Not Taylor Lautner. It was Dylan O'Brien.
Oh, Maze Runner?
An actor, American Assassin. I saw that. I'm like, oh, he's at that point in his career. He got a bunch of accolades, and now he's just taking all these sorts of things that come his way. And this kind of felt like that too. I mean, I wasn't totally thrilled by the direction of this. That being said, I think Maggie Q would be really fun to watch. And, they could turn this into some sort of an interesting John Wick style movie. I like Martin Campbell as a director. I think that he can do some fun stuff. Oh,
that's right. That's the other reason that I like it, because I love Zorro.
Yeah.
His Zorro is my favorite sort of action movie of all time as far as the directing. And so, yeah, I have high hopes. Mandy, you're overruled. Next.
Okay.
Although I will say the funny thing about watching this trailer is I was like, Pete's trailer last week looked awfully similar to this. It was Woody Harrelson as the kind of the trainer, and I can't remember who it was as the trainee, and it was called Kate was the name of that movie, and she's just driving around kicking butt and stuff.
Oh, all right.
But
double feature.
Yeah, yep. Exactly. Double feature. And this one comes out when, Tommy?
Only in theaters on August 20th. So good luck, everyone.
Yeah.
I think that
have fun, Delta.
They're going to start shifting those, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, all right. For my trailer, I went to definitely a little bit more of the bonkers land. But, I think that there's something to the direction that at this point in his career, Nicolas Cage is taking, because I'm finding the choices that he's making really, really interesting and over the top craziness. And I love that he is all in. He's always been just fully all in on the projects that he does. And in this particular case, in Prisoners of the Ghostland, he is doing exactly that. This is the new film by Sion Sono.
My granddaughter has been lost to us. I would have her return to me post-haste. And you, sir, I am told, are the man to do the job. Each arm is equipped with an explosive device. Your trousers are also equipped with explosives.
Really?
Just beyond the point where we now stand lies a highway where evil reigns.
What is this?
At the end of 5 days, if you have not returned with Bernice, well, I think you get the idea, son. Godspeed.
This is the Ghostland, a land of no escape. We are not the ones who hold her captive. It's been 2 days, and still she is missing.
How do I get out of here?
You must surrender to fate.
In the trailer itself, you even have you'll have like critic comments and things like that. And in the trailer itself, it says probably the craziest movie I've ever been a part of. Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas
I'm like,
Cage.
I've never seen that
I have
before.
never seen that either. I'm like, that is crazy for a person who's making stuff like Color Out of Space and
I liked
Pig
Mandy.
and Mandy. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
this is what he's saying is the craziest thing that he's done. So I am incredibly curious about this film. I've only seen one other film by Sion Sono, which was on the opposite end of his career at the start, which is Suicide Circle, which was really interesting.
Okay.
But this is just over the top insanity, and like I'm just really curious as to what's going on in the story where he is, it looks like a prisoner, and he is basically taken out by a governor to go rescue his daughter. It kind of has an Escape from New York vibe to it, and that's I think another reason that I'm drawn to it, as he has to go into this
with genital
genital bombs.
You're welcome.
So funny. So what did you two think?
I'm super interested. What I like about so much about Nicolas Cage is that he's not doing, you sort of brought up Michael Keaton this way, but what people like Bruce Willis and so many other actors are doing, it's a new genre. They call it geezer teasers, where you hire an actor that had stature at one point that is at the end of his career or something, and you feature him very strongly on the front of the the poster, and he or she is in it for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Usually behind a desk or something. We're seeing this. If you go to like a Redbox, it's just all Bruce Willis in direct to DVD movies that no one has ever heard of nor will see, but it's very popular for like the market that still follows around Steven Seagal for his fake fighting movies and stuff. They're called geezer teasers. I like that Nicolas Cage isn't phoning in these things and isn't showing up taking a paycheck. Even Morgan Freeman is showing up in what I call like desk acting.
Yeah.
Where he's wearing the same suit in every movie and he's behind a desk and he just sort of goes, I don't know if I like that. And then he's never seen again. And that's it, except over the phone. I like that Nicolas Cage is still like, he's the lead and he's throwing himself in it.
Yeah.
So, I like to, I think he's going on a really interesting journey. So, and I thought this trailer was cut together beautifully.
Geezer teasers sounds like one of those late night infomercials for a man's grooming product.
It might
right?
be.
1995.
It might be. I was falling asleep when I read the article, so potentially.
Yeah. Ladies, tired of your man's ear hair? Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah. That would be a geezer tweezer. Hello.
I know. I thought this trailer looked like it was Shutterstock footage pieced together. It
Wow.
made no sense to me. It looked like a parody of itself. You know, there's some guy and he's like, here's your assignment. You're going to find my daughter. And it was so schlocky. And then I saw Nicolas Cage's face and I thought, oh, for sure, this is going to turn into a comedy, a parody of this kind of movie.
Yeah, right.
And
right.
it did not. But I can't take him seriously. And so this is, yeah. It does not intrigue me on any level.
Man.
What if there was a big Rhythm Nation part right in the middle of it?
There might be.
What's missing?
It looks
There might
like
be.
that
It
could
looks
happen.
bananas.
Yeah. It looks like this is coming out September 17th, 2021. And I don't know, are we going to see this streaming? Is it theatrical? I kind of wouldn't think they're going to push this theatrical, but you never know. Just
Right.
don't know. So there it is, Prisoners of the Ghostland.
I don't think of Nicolas Cage as a big theatrical draw anymore. Maybe I'm wrong.
Pigs out there.
Pigs out there.
And
What now?
getting
He's a
great
truffle
reviews.
farmer.
Great reviews.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Are you
Uh-oh.
ready for a game?
Yay!
It's my favorite part. It's games.
All right.
Okay. This one was hastily thrown together. Yeah,
The
that's
best
the name
kind.
of it. Yeah. Okay. So we are doing 80s movies in the current series. So I'm going to name a year and 2 stars.
Ooh, okay.
You are going to shout your name and tell me the name of the movie.
We have to shout our name first? Is that part of the
You have to buzz
challenge?
in by saying your name.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm going to be bad at this.
You're going to be
Okay.
good at it. These are
It's-
softballs. I feel the games I have come up with in the past have been challenging and frustrating to some.
Oh.
So I made it nice and gentle this time.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay.
So the answer is just the name of the movie. Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
Tom.
But you got to say, okay.
I'm just practicing.
There was already-
Yeah.
Buzzer.
And let me say, don't shout because you might scare me. Okay, here we go.
Sorry. Got it.
So, 1984.
Oh.
Ralph Macchio, Pat Morita.
Tommy.
Andy.
Tommy was
Oh.
first.
The Karate Kid Man.
You got a point.
Hooray.
That's a great movie.
1986.
Mm-hmm.
Molly Ringwald, John Cryer.
Tommy.
Yes.
Pretty in Pink.
Yes.
Mm.
I'm better at this than I thought.
1989.
Ooh.
Keanu Reeves, Alex Winter.
Andy.
Pre.
Andy.
I forgot my name.
But-
Is my name Pre? We're calling me Pre from now on. Go ahead.
Pre-
Yep.
Andy.
Like the Prefontaine, the runner.
Yeah.
It is Bill and
Yeah.
Ted's Excellent Adventure.
It is Andy. All right. Let's do Eric Stoltz, Mary Stuart Masterson.
Prefontaine.
Andy.
That was Tommy.
Okay.
Some kind of wonderful,
Yeah.
which I've never seen. Is that
Oh.
sacrilege to have never seen? It is. I
Yeah,
can see by
it's
your
great.
face.
It's
Okay.
great. Okay. 1985.
Mm.
John Cusack, Daphne Zuniga.
Huh?
Oh, Andy. The Sure Thing.
Yes. Yes.
I've also never seen that, and I've heard that that's amazing. Is that Rob Reiner?
It
Did
is.
I make that
It
up?
is Rob Reiner.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
Tim
gonna start
Tim
making
Robbins
lists of
pops
things.
up in that one too.
Oh,
Here's-
that's fun.
Here's the challenging one.
Okay.
1983. Chris Peterson, Bill Coyne.
I don't know those names. Is there a third? Is there a
Prefontaine.
third actor in that movie? Maybe.
Tommy.
Yeah, Howard the Duck. I'm just going to give it a real stab.
Nope. That
Right.
is a movie called Suburbia.
Oh, okay. I've heard of the name of it, but I've never seen it and don't know those
Wasn't
actors.
that a George Clooney movie?
Suburbicon.
That's another one. Suburbicon, of course.
A little different.
You're right.
Okay. For a bonus, so the score is 3-2.
Oof.
Tommy
Oh.
is in the lead.
Yeah, I need this point.
The bonus question is worth 2 points.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And this is the end of the first round.
Oh, okay.
What do all of those films have in common?
Oh, okay. I wasn't seeing that. Can you just read
What a
through the
twist.
names of the movies
Karate
again?
Kid, Pretty in Pink, Some Kind of Wonderful, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, The Sure Thing,
And Suburbia, if we knew what that was.
and Suburbia.
Wow.
Ooh.
I feel like I know that Some Kind of Wonderful and Pretty in Pink are John Hughes,
Right.
but I don't know. I don't recall him being involved in any of those other ones. So that is what kind of throws me for a loop there. I don't know.
From Hell was directed by the Hughes brothers.
If I add Valley Girl and Fast Times, they also fall into this category of what they all have in common.
Yeah, they're all, well... I mean, Fast Times and Valley Girl are in our series, but I'm trying to figure out like what these all would tie in with those. I don't know.
All right. Are you ready for the answer?
Yes.
I'm ready.
You look like
I'm
you're
ready.
still trying. Okay.
Yeah,
all of those movies take place in Los Angeles.
Oh, well, Sure Thing, I guess, kind of, mostly. They're driving across the country in that one.
Well, I'm just trusting the good old internet.
Gotcha.
These are not things I've created.
San Dimas is in Los Angeles? Because that's where Bill and Ted's famously takes place, right? Don't they go to San Dimas High? I don't care. Go ahead, Andy.
What are you, a fact checker? I got this off the internet. All right.
Okay.
The next chunk will all have something in common.
Okay.
And we will start with 1983. Tom Cruise, Leah Thompson, Craig T. Nelson.
Oh, it's, what's the name of it? Oh, Andy.
Prefontaine.
All the Right Moves.
Okay. All right.
I was going to say Losing It,
point
but
for
that's
Andy.
Shelley Long.
All right.
It is.
Thank you.
1985. Matthew Modine, Linda Fiorentino. I'm crazy for you.
Is this just like
Touch me once and you'll know it's true.
Is that a clue?
Yes!
Matthew Modine and Linda Fiorentino.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Prefontaine Hoosiers? I got nothing.
All I can think of with Matthew Modine is in the 80s
the Mob.
was Full Metal Jacket. And so, but that would have been 87. So this is pre that. I don't know. Birdie.
Gentlemen.
I got nothing.
It is Vision Quest.
Oh, never seen it.
Is that a wrestling or bike riding?
Wrestling.
Got it.
Okay. 1980. Rodney Dangerfield, Chevy Chase, and Bill Murray.
Andy. Caddyshack.
Yes.
Go for it. Yep.
1985. John Cusack, David Ogden Stiers, Kim Darby.
What year?
1985.
David Ogden Stiers.
I'm probably going to stick with
I'm going to say Andy, and I'm going to guess Better Off Dead.
You are correct.
Nice.
Gentlemen, Andy has 5. Tommy has 3.
Oh.
I have 3?
Oh,
from
how
the
the
old
mighty have fallen.
So mighty. So fallen.
Last one in this round.
Okay.
1988. Anthony Michael Hall, Robert Downey Jr.
Prefontaine.
Yes, Tommy.
Anthony Michael Hall. 16 pre-6.
1988.
Oh, 1988. Robert Downey Jr. I don't have anything. I was going to say 16 Candles, but that can't be right. So now I'm going to say Hoosiers. Andy?
Well, I was going to say Weird Science, but that wasn't 88. That was 85.
It's not. 5, I think.
Yeah, it was 85 because we just talked about that on the show. But 88 with Anthony Michael Hall and Robert Downey Jr., you said.
Mm-hmm.
Less than 0?
That's, less than, but that would have been like 89 or so.
And Anthony Michael
had
Hall
nothing to do with Anthony Michael Hall.
Anthony Michael Hall. I can't think of what he would have done in that window with Robert Downey
That's an
Jr.
interesting combo.
That is a movie called Johnny Be Good.
Oh, wow.
I've heard
something
of that.
I saw probably that year, and now I remember nothing
And
about
never since. That was when Anthony Michael Hall got a little jacked up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So we have an exciting situation here.
Oh, my.
I feel like Peter Sagal. So Tommy has 3, Andy has 5. The bonus is worth 2 points.
Oh.
What do all those movies have in common?
Oh my
darn
gosh.
It. All the Right Moves, Vision Quest, Caddyshack, Better Off Dead, Johnny Be Good. Never heard of St. Demas.
Andy. They
Andy.
all involve sports.
Yes!
Oh, yeah!
Andy crushed it.
What? Wait, what's the
Football?
sport in Better Off Dead?
Skiing.
I have no idea.
That's right.
That
Good
was
work.
games, gentlemen. Andy reigns supreme.
What a fun game that was.
Quizmaster, well done, Andy. I will meet you on the battlefield again.
We will, indeed.
I didn't have a tiebreaker, so I was a little nervous. I was just going to make you guys do a striptease for me. Completely appropriate.
Then you would have been the big loser.
I know. It's a tie of tears.
Oh, are you guys ready for some list magic?
I cannot wait.
The Next Reel just kicked off its 10th anniversary season. Yay! It's going to be a fun year looking at woman-directed films over the course of 10 unique series. And remember, all of these movies will be connecting to this show through our weekly lists. If you want to vote in next week's list challenge, head over to the Show Talk channel in the Next Reel Discord community, and you can cast your vote there. Tommy, would you like to say anything?
Just off the cuff, I mean, if you're not yet a member but would like to become one, just head over to thenextreel.com/membership for just /membership. How do we talk in internet? We'll never know. For just $1 a month. $1, that's impossible. A month, you can become a one-reeler and join our online community and our Discord server. For $5 a month, that's 4 more. You will become a 2-reeler supporter and can join us for the show live streams as we record, early access to shows in your very own personal podcast feed, access to the super secret member channels in Discord, and member bonus episodes. That's right, you jerks. Members get a slew of episodes that they can hear. Plus, you can now support with an annual donation at either level. That's what I do, Andy.
Did you know that we have an individual SatMat feed?
I did.
Yeah, well, Of course you did. If you, like Tommy, love listening to this show in the master feed, not that there's anything wrong with that, it can be overwhelming with the number of shows that we are putting out weekly. You can now limit your downloads by subscribing to our new individual feeds. That's right. Each of our shows has its own separate feed in the directories. So if you just want this and the next reel, for example, you can just search for them and subscribe. Or maybe Trailer Rewind. Whatever the case may be, just subscribe to those shows. It's that easy.
And we now have a Letterboxd HQ page. Make sure to visit, like us, follow our stories, and while you're there, Letterboxd is offering a discount to anyone listening to The Next Reel. Just head to thenextreel.com/letterboxd, and you can upgrade your Letterboxd account to Pro or Patron with a 20% off discount. This discount also works for renewals, y'all. Now, this week's list ties into Valley Girl, directed by Martha Coolidge from 1983. I've never seen this movie. Is that crazy?
That is crazy. It's a great movie. And actually, you, of all people, would really also love the remake that came out last year.
Oh,
great.
I haven't seen
it's
either.
A musical, and you'll love it.
Oh, well, I hope I get a cold soon. That sounds perfect.
I think it's on Hulu.
Okay. But yeah, I remember that coming out. This is part of the Next Reel's current series, 80s comedy with Coolidge and Heckerling. And the options for this week's list were posted in the Show Talk channel in Discord, and our members voted. And we are talking about Hanging at the Mall. Which describes my entire life. I am a total mall rat.
I think you're
which
recording
we have been
this.
asked not to use.
You're recording this from the mall, right?
I might be. I love a mall, gentlemen. I do. Truly, madly, deeply. You both
don't. They make
terrified.
me sad.
Yeah.
You know what makes me sad? Food courts. I don't know why. Make me very sad.
Love them. Since this is coming from Martha Coolidge, not Amy Heckerling, I was mistaken. I thought it was Fast Times. But I'm sticking with Heckerling, and I'm starting right off with Clueless.
Hey!
Big scene at the mall.
That's
Love
right.
Clueless.
What do they do at the mall? I don't remember that scene.
I don't remember.
Oh, doesn't she take her friend who she likes but turns out to be gay, like shopping there or something?
Yeah, not Elvis.
The new boy. Christian, yes. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a great pick.
Yeah.
I need to watch that movie
I thought that was going to
again.
be a steal.
I'm
disappointed I didn't
completely
steal.
forgot about it. Rolling with the homies.
It's a great movie. I actually, I saw that I was thinking about that one, but I was like, we're covering that actually later. At the very end of this entire season, we're going to be doing 90s comedies, and we're going to be covering that. And so for some reason in my head, I didn't include it because we were going to be covering it. But normally, like, my rule is if we've covered it, I don't put it on my list. So I don't know why I didn't put it on, but that's a great pick.
Also takes place in Los Angeles and introduced us to the wonder that is Paul Rudd.
Yeah, it was very early.
Right.
Yeah.
God, stepbrother Josh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who has not aged a day.
I know. Tommy's up next, correct?
I'm up next. Okay. Right off the bat, I want to risk throwing this off the rails. We don't actually go in this movie. We don't actually go into the mall, but we're definitely hanging at the mall for a long time, for a very important part. And we go back to it and trees change. We're actually in the parking lot the whole time for the original Back to the Future.
Yes.
Right?
We watched it.
The Twin Pines Mall or this Lone Pines Mall, whatever that is, that whole fun Easter egg. Yeah, I hope that counts. Because it is hanging at the mall, just not inside said mall. So yes, Back to the Future. There you go. I did it.
When there are terrorists driving around in their van.
That's right.
The Libyans.
Ready to take you down.
Yep.
No, that's a great one. I love that. I love that movie, and I think it's a perfect one for this. So for my first one, I'm going a little, it's definitely funny, but I'd say it's definitely a black comedy, and it's a Christmas black comedy that Terry Zwigoff directed back in 2003. It is Bad Santa. And we get a lot of mall Santa in this particular movie, and mall elf, too, as Billy Bob Thornton, who plays the titular Bad Santa, is basically just the worst person, and their profession. He and his assistant Tony Cox are professional thieves. They're working as Santa and his elf so that they can steal stuff at night. And I thought it was hilarious. Lauren Graham is in it from Gilmore Girls, and it was a great surprise seeing her doing something like this because it's just so different from her Gilmore Girls character. And the kid that they end up hanging out with is this strangest little child that you just totally fall for. His name is Thurman Merman. And he's just kind of a little heavy. He's not very bright. He says he gets bullied, but he says some of the funniest things. And I just find myself laughing hysterically at this movie. So that's my first pick, Bad Santa.
Love it. Good pick.
Lots of fun.
I have never seen it. I know, it's shocking.
It's fun. It is a fun one. I hear the second second film is not that great. So if you're going to watch it, just watch the first one. And if you love John Ritter, it's a nice chance to check him out again. Yeah, exactly.
Who he play?
I can't remember who he is. Is he the guy?
Is he like the store manager or something? Maybe.
Yeah, gosh, I can't remember.
I don't know the answer.
I think you're right. I think he is. So
I did it.
Okay, my second choice, I feel, is in the same genre as my first choice.
Okay.
And this might be a steal. I don't know, but it was the first thing that jumped to my mind. Also, they made a musical, which they are now making a movie of, Mean Girls.
Oh, sure.
No?
There's some
I haven't seen that movie in so forever long. Does it hold up?
Great movie.
It does, yeah.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
But you weren't a fan of the musical, correct? Or the
I'm
musical
not a fan of the
soundtrack?
musical.
You were not a fan. Okay,
I'm
got
not
it. I have to see that again. That's Fetch, right?
Yes.
And Amy Poehler? Okay. Good. Good choice. We're still.
And Tina Fey wrote Mean Girls, right?
Wrote that, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I like it. That's good. Yeah. I need
Tommy.
Again, I need to watch that one too.
Mine also takes place in school. A lot of these take place, I guess, in school. Huh? Yes,
Yeah.
But this is this movie, I think, is beautiful and made me some of the most uncomfortable I've ever been in the theater.
Wow.
30 Nights.
It is not 30 Nights. This is Bo Burnham's, I assume, directorial debut, 8th Grade.
Grade.
I
good.
Loved it so much. And I was like, I haven't watched it again because it's just so hard, because it's just so brutally honest. But there's a scene that takes place in a food court with her and her newish sort of adopted friends. And it is, I could see myself in two of the characters at that age, and it was not pretty. So 8th grade.
And that's where she sees her dad following her or something, and she's super embarrassed because he's just being protective. Oh,
right.
God, so good. That's
a good one.
That's a steal, actually. I had that on my list. So
what does that mean? So it turns out I won that game from earlier. That's great.
If you steal my next one, it does, because those each star equals 1 point. So then we'd be tied.
Got it.
You got a steel star. So see if you can get one more.
Steel star.
All right, I'm going to go with a movie that I think, but we talked about Drew Barrymore earlier, and this is a Drew Barrymore film that I really love. There are certain roles that Drew Barrymore plays that I just really click with. I think that she can be super adorable when she's, just being a kind of that adorable type of character. And in Never Been Kissed, I just love the character that she's playing there. It's great. My wife and I have just a personal love for this film because of the way that she's always correcting people about kind of their grammar and stuff. Like, we just really enjoy the film. And this is another example of going to the mall and, she's posing as a high school student as she's a reporter, but she's posing as a high school student to get a story. And, it's this whole scene, she's hanging at the mall and she's kind of more friends with the nerdy kids, but now she's hanging with the popular kids and has to ignore the nerdy kids and everybody is upset. And it's one of those moments, but really cute, great movie. Never Been Kissed.
Good choice. What was the name of that movie where I think it's John Cryer has to hide from mean people by posing as a incredibly unrealistic high school student? Does that sound familiar to anybody?
Yes.
What was that movie? I used to love that movie, and now I can't even think about it.
Hiding Out.
Hiding Out.
That was it.
That doesn't sound right. Okay, I'll take your word for it. I don't know. That doesn't ring a bell.
I just had to look it up. But he's a state's witness who disguises himself as a high school student so he doesn't get killed by the mob.
Boy, if I had a nickel. All right.
Time for a reboot. Okay, so the last one on my list, I can't imagine either one of you saw it. It was a Netflix release, a musical, and I was disappointed in the movie. But the highlight was in a big dance sequence at the mall. The minute they went inside the mall, I was like, oh, that's my local mall. They shot this in my local mall. The movie is The Prom.
Yeah.
And Andrew Rannells does a huge number.
Still haven't seen that movie. I gotta see it.
My mall at the Northridge Fashion Center.
Nice.
Oh, that's fun.
That's kind of fun to see.
That's right. You weren't as overall like blown away by the movie as you were hoping. But you said that James Corden, speaking of James Corden, he got a lot of hate for that movie. And you said he's fine. Everyone lay off, right?
That's what I said.
I remember these things. Okay, good. I'm a great listener. What? My final movie was between two. One, an inordinate amount of this movie takes place in a food court, and they just walk back and forth in the food court. A different one, well, I guess I won't do that one because that one doesn't count as hanging in the mall. In this one, a food court is used as a drop-off for a package of money in a briefcase, and then someone gets killed in a parking lot. And the movie is 9 hours long, and it all takes place at a mall, and it's called Jackie Brown. Yeah,
that is the second steal.
Are you serious? I'm amazing. Look at me. I'm going to call my father. Dad, it's me. I did it.
I finally made you proud.
Took all this time.
Jackie Brown. Okay. I thought that. Okay. Well, hooray for me. Yes, Jackie Brown. That is one of his probably most overlooked movies. But film nerds really point that out as his famous one. I mean, their favorite one and stuff. And I've watched it 3 times and I keep forgetting what happens every single time. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I do love it. I think it's one of his greats. And it's all the stuff
right?
Elmore Leonard, all the stuff in the mall. I just think I find it so interesting the way that whole part is constructed and when she comes out freaking out because somebody's all that stuff I think works exceptionally well. And then we go into kind of doing some cool 70s-ish Brian De Palma split screens and everything.
A lot of split screen. Yeah, that's fun.
I thought it was fantastic. So I had a great time with that one. So but yeah, excellent. Absolutely. That was going to be my pick. And so now we talked about it earlier, but C'est La Vie, it is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure because they do take some of the famous historical characters to the mall of San Dimas.
They do?
They go
that I remember.
Hanging in the mall. And I think they get Beethoven rocking out, playing some of his songs on a keyboard in one of the keyboard shops that are there. I think Freud is they're marveling the escalator when they go up the escalator. It's all sorts of stuff in the mall, which all was filmed actually, I guess I could say, at my local mall here in the Phoenix area, the big Metro Center mall. I wasn't living here at the time, but my wife was, and everybody remembers when Bill and Ted filmed at the mall there. So anyway, that's my final pick, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
We did it!
Woo!
We did.
Did anybody have any backups?
My only backup isn't really hanging at the mall, but it was the Mitchells versus the Machines, because so much of it takes place in a mall.
Yeah.
Cute.
But I know that's not hanging at the mall. But neither's Back to the Future.
Yeah, I know.
They didn't hang at the mall.
My other one was probably going to be controversial too, because it's not hanging at the mall, but it's driving through an entire mall in Blues Brothers.
I had that one too as a backup. I also had Weird Science because again they go to the mall and they get the Robert Downey Jr. dumps the icy over their heads, and then two movies that we've talked about on the show before, so I didn't put on Terminator 2: Judgment Day and The Silent Partner, and one that I was actually hoping to watch. I never pick them if I haven't seen them, and I was hoping that I would have had a chance to watch it this week, but I didn't. But I've heard great things because it just sounds like such a strange movie. It's Chopping Mall, and that's because like a bunch of high school kids decide to go party at the mall at night. But this mall happens to have been. They've just installed these robot security guards in the mall, and now these robots are like killing all the kids all night. So.
I know the cover. I know the poster for that movie. It's like, it doesn't even make sense because but it's a brown paper bag with handles and there's blood coming out of the bottom of it.
Right.
Like when you go to the mall with your brown paper bags, it's just like even that
Bloomingdale's
doesn't
has
work.
brown paper bags.
Yeah, but they say brown paper bag on them. This is just like a Ralph's bag, Mandy. Don't you come at me about Chopping Mall. All right.
All right.
Fantastic.
All right.
Well, I wish I could talk about malls all day long, but the topic for next week has already been picked. And next week's film is, Andy?
We are going to be talking about Amy Heckerling's 1984 film, Johnny Dangerously.
So that topic has already been picked. And now, if you want to hop on to the Show Talk channel over in Discord, you can vote for the movie in 2 weeks, which is, drum roll, Martha Coolidge's Real Genius.
Yay!
Great.
Very exciting. Yeah, so head on over there and vote. We need votes. It's fun when it's out of our control. And it's just like the people have spoken. We got to do this now. I like that.
That's absolutely true.
I like being told what to do. What? Okay. Took a turn. Is there anything else, guys?
This has been a dream. Thank you for hosting, Mando.
It has been fun. Just so everybody knows, our annual questionnaire is now up on our website. So if you head over to truestory.fm/the-next-reel, or any of our shows kind of in that umbrella, like the Saturday Matinée, you will find a banner at the top, a big yellow banner, and it has a link there. You can click it and you can fill out the questionnaire. One lucky person who fills out that questionnaire will receive a free year of membership. So it's worth it.
It's going to be me. I love a banner. I love a questionnaire. I love winning.
I love things I can click on.
Yes. I love lamp. Okay. This has been Tommy Metz III.
Hooray!
And Andy Nelson.
Huzzah!
And I am Mandy Kaplan, and we will see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.